Welcome to this video tutorial. In this tutorial we will go over the basic features of the editor. Let's start with an overview of the interface. On top we have the editor's options bar. Hovering over the buttons will show a description explaining its function. Let's highlight some of these. First up, display lets you switch between desktop, tablet, mobile, and app view. There is quick access to light and dark mode here. Support for right to left languages. This button navigates to the production URL. On the second row we find the editor modes. There are 3 different modes. First of, edit mode allows to edit the page and the content blocks. Secondly, layout mode is where content blocks can be moved around. And preview mode will give a representation of the live environment. Next, undo and redo any changes to quickly correct mistakes. And finally, a save button to save your progress. We encourage saving periodically to avoid losing progress. Click on the plus icon in the middle of the screen to start adding content. Click and this opens the Add Content side panel. In here you can find the name, description, and icon of every content block. You can also search by name. Because this is the top level, we see 2 possible options: a section and a slider. These are essential blocks that can house other content blocks inside of it. Let's click on Section. A section is now added to the page. With it, it opens the Properties window. It consists of 2 parts: a form and a bottom bar. The form will change depending on the selected content block, while the bottom bar will stay the same. In the bottom bar you will find the name of the currently selected block, a button to resize this properties window, a hide/show button that affects the form, a duplicate button, and a delete button. This will delete this content block and, importantly, all of its children. Like said before, every content block has a unique form for customization. For example, in the section form you can change the background color, image, or video, the content width and/or the background width, and other options. Now let's change the background color and press submit to save the changes. As you can see here, the background color has changed. For closing the properties window, or press the escape button on your keyboard, or press the close forms button in the editor options bar on top. Let's switch to preview mode. The section is visible with its background color, but it has no content inside of it yet. Switch back to edit mode. Now there are 2 add buttons, one inside the section and one underneath of it. Let's add a simple text to this section by clicking the plus button inside the section. Inside a section or a slider, all content blocks are available. Let's add a text block and change the text. When we switch to preview mode, we see that we are good on our way. However, the text starts all the way to the left of the screen. Let's go back to edit mode and change the content width of our section. To select an existing item on the page, you can click inside the content block or hover over it and click the label that appears above it. If you are having problems selecting a parent content block, you can click on any item inside of it, and in the bottom bar a new button will appear to select the parent. Click this button inside our text block to select the parent. Remember, if you are unsure about which item you selected, the name of the selected item can be found in the bottom bar here. Now let's change the content width to medium and press submit. The content width was changed, but, as you can see, the background was also set to medium. This happened because the background width is set to follow the content width. Let's adjust this so the background width is set to full width. Then submit. And press escape key to close the properties window. Let's add more content to the page. We start by adding a tournaments block. Press the plus icon inside the section and choose tournaments from the list. I can change the block properties or leave as it is. I choose the bigger blocks here. Don't forget to submit to see the changes. press Escape key to close the Properties window. And let's add a spacer for some bottom spacing. Let's say 20. Let's preview this. Looks pretty good to me. I also want to add a spacer above the previously added Tournaments content block. Instead of creating a new one, I will go to the existing spacer and press the duplicate button in the bottom bar. Now when hovering over its label, I can drag it to above the tournament block. Now we have a spacer both above and below the tournaments block. If you are having problems distinguishing between content blocks, the Guidelines button in the top bar will make distinguishing between content blocks easier by adding a colored border around it. Let's save our progress and go to the Live page. When navigating away, it will always ask if you are sure you saved your progress. Press OK if you have. Now we covered all the basic elements of the new editor. Thank you for watching and good luck building your next pages.